Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another project for Paper House Productions, and I am playing with their Stargazer line. And so I had a bunch of the pattern papers and then some stickers and things that I pulled out as well. And what I was showing you there is I really liked the quote that was on the back of that triangle paper, but I wanted to use this kind of purplish stardust paper as my background. And so I knew that that quote wouldn't show up very well, but I'm still going to incorporate it into my layout. So I have two 3x4 photos, and I just printed those in the Project Life app. And I want to take a bunch of these triangles and fussy cut them. And so knowing I'm putting this on a pretty busy background, rather than fussy cutting them directly to the edge, I'm going to leave a little white border around each one of the ones that I cut out. That way I don't have to worry about backing them with cardstock. They already have that little white border on them. And so then what I'm going to do is kind of create just a vertical element that's going to go up my page, and a bunch of these are going to have some dimension to them. So right now I'm just kind of laying out where I want everything to go in terms of all those triangles. I have a bunch of different sizes from that pattern paper that I cut out, and so I just kind of want them overlapped throughout that entire column. And I apologize, it's a little bit off the screen up there at the top, but it's the same idea all the way up to the top of the page, as I'm just kind of scattering all of these triangles and building there's kind of four main clusters, two at the top of my photos and then two at the bottom. And I know because I want to incorporate that quote from the pattern paper that my title is also going to follow the same vertical line, and it's going to stretch basically the whole length. So it's going to start above the pictures and then extend below them. And so these are a couple pictures of some of my cousins, and they are both figure skaters. And so the theme of this page, kind of the best dreams happen when you're awake, is that quote that I want to use. And I thought it worked perfectly with these pictures of them. And because they're dressed kind of all in darker colors, it works to be able to put them on this busier background. And then I just back those photos with that white cardstock to kind of help them pop. So I'm going back with my triangles, and some of them are getting glued flat on my page, and then some of them are getting some dimensional adhesive so that each cluster kind of has a few different layers of that triangle and gold detail. I am going to put links down below to where you can get all of these really fun Stargazer products from Paper House Productions. There's also a coupon code down there so that you can get a really fun discount if you want to pick up any of these. Do make sure that if you are playing around with this Stargazer collection or any of the Paper House products, I would love for you to tag me so that I can see what you are making as well. Because I love playing around and kind of seeing what everyone else's mind does with these same types of products. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of those little triangles kind of glued down here. And I don't know why I didn't edit that part out, because you probably don't need to see me doing this entire thing, right? Am I right? I don't know where my mind is. There's a lot of videos lately. Maybe that's where my mind is. I'm not sure. How is summer going for everybody? Have you guys had any big adventures? Where are you going? We had our big trip to Cooperstown already, and next week my little guy and my mom and I are headed to California because it is his turn to have a mom and me little getaway. So we are going to California for a few days and doing all things that Ty has chosen to do. So it's going to be all about Ty for a few days. So that's our next kind of adventure that we have planned. So leave me a comment below. I want to hear about what you guys are doing over the summer. If you know me, you know that summer and bucket lists and big adventures are really huge for my family. So we've got lots of stuff always kind of going on during the summer. But I'm going to go ahead and finish up the last couple here that are going to go underneath my photo, and those are going to get glued flat. And then I am going to add some dimension to my photo that's going to be on the top layer. So I want them to be overlapped just a little with each other. And so the one that's going on the top layer is going to get the dimensional adhesive, and the one that's going underneath is just going to be flat. And I am going to put them on a little bit less of an angle here in a minute when I start working on my title. But there's that quote again from the back of that paper that I want to use. And so I'm going to use these white puffy thickers for the words dreams and awake. But because this is such a long quote, it's not going to work to have such a big alphabet for the entire thing. Because I want it to kind of nestle in with the embellishing and things that I've already done. And so it takes me a little bit to decide what other alphabet I want to use. So I start out thinking I'm going to use this little gold puffy sticker alphabet, and I start putting it on there, and one, I don't feel like it shows up enough on the background, and two, they're still a little bit too big. So instead, I went back to my stash and grabbed these little teeny tiny foam white letters and used that to finish off my quote. And I really like the way that those allow it to kind of nestle in with where my triangles and my pictures already are. And that white font or that white color really stands out well against this background paper. So if you are playing with this collection, I highly recommend a white alphabet because it stands out really, really well. But there's a little bit of like, there's white splatters in the background. You might be able to see them better in the close-up. And so that really does tie in that white color. And so now I want to use some of these cardstock stickers, and I want to bring in 3 circles. And so I'm just kind of trying to decide where I am going to put those 3 circles. One of them says follow your dreams, one of them says every moment matters, and then the third one has a little diamond inside, but I'm going to end up covering up that diamond because it doesn't really go along with the theme of my page particularly. I am going to put those stickers onto white cardstock and give myself a real thin border, just like everything else on my page has. So you would not have to do that step, but because my photos have a thin white border, all of my triangles that I fussy cut have a thin white border, my title is white, I feel like the circles also need that little pop of white to kind of tie everything together. So then I'm going to go to these little faux enamel stars, and I'm going to add one of those to each one of the 3 little circle embellishments that I'm adding throughout my page. And those have a really fun kind of gold border. They look more like enamel shapes. That's what they're meant to look like. And so I wanted to cover up that diamond, so I used one of the stars for that. And then I just added the tiny little stars to each of my other 3 circles just to kind of tie everything together. And I am kind of choosing the placement of these just based on my other embellishments and where my title is. So I already had this really strong vertical element going, so that kind of made it easy to choose where these 3 little circles were going to end up going. So just like over the top of my title, at the end of my title, and then on the opposite left side, so that I still get that really great visual triangle between all of my photos as well as between my title, because I want that to take center stage. And that's basically going to do it for this layout. So if you want to check out any of these Stargazer things, do make sure you click and use the links as well as the discount code down below. And I will be back to see you guys again soon. I hope your summer is going well, and I can't wait to hear about all of your summer adventures. Bye, friends!